And we're getting you images of Civil Aviation Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia visiting the Delhi airport to take stock of the kind of steps that are being taken to better manage the crowds at the airport. Last few days or few weeks even, there's been endless chaos and queues leading to delays at the Delhi airport, particularly T3. The Aviation Minister thereby has decided to personally inspect and take stock of the situation and see what needs to be done. Slew of steps now that have been announced that will be put into action at the Delhi airport to immediately ensure that things ease up. There have been massive queues outside of the airport to enter these terminals, and then at security as well, as you see in those pictures of people waiting for hours together, thereby some of them even missing their flights. It's led to a lot of questions about why there's a lack of management by the Delhi airport officials and the steps that need to be taken. These images that you see here, Jyotiraditya Scindia speaking to officials and trying to explain to them what needs to be done immediately to resolve this crisis. Paulami Saha is joining us with more details on this. Paulami, if you could list again for us the takeaways of that inspection by Minister Scindia, what's going to change at the Delhi airport and thereby hopefully ease up things.
Well, right now, of course, the minister is there taking stock of the situation, trying to ascertain if at all the measures which were in fact discussed over the past week with officials who are on the ground, whether they're being implemented and whether they've helped the situation in any way. Like I was pointing out earlier, Akshata, there were some immediate remedial measures that the authorities in fact came up with, including a 4-point action plan, which included, for instance, adding more screening systems, X-ray screening systems at the airport itself, at Terminal 3, for instance, which is the most choked of the terminals at Delhi because it has international arrivals, departures and domestic as well. So there, of course, they've raised the number of screening systems to 16. So they've added 2 more. There were 14 earlier. They've added 1 more additional ATRS system, which is basically auto tray removal system as well. They have placed more personnel over there so that they can guide passengers through the whole, tray sort of placement, and in a way trying to, of course, reduce the congestion at the area itself. There are more posters which have been put out in and around the airport at entry points, etc., telling you what you need to do as immediate steps in the process of reaching your boarding gate, in terms of keeping your boarding passes ready with the scanning code ready to show to the CISF personnel at the entry point. The entry points are also choke points, really, as far as the airport is concerned. There are long queues, so for that they have opened up gate 1 and gate 8B as well. There are more traffic marshals they've added. There are 12 traffic marshals on the ground at the car lane right now to ensure smooth vehicular movement as well. So there is no traffic snarl, so to say, at the airport as passengers are disembarking for their departures from Terminal 3. But more importantly, and which will be a measure which will be taken in a while, but it is being worked upon because they are having communications with the airlines at the moment, is that there is a bunching of flights which is basically causing congestion during peak hours. At peak hours earlier, Delhi had 22 departures. They brought it down to 19. The aim is now to have conversations with airlines and bring it down to 14. So several such measures, Akshita, that are being taken on the ground to ensure, in fact, that the congestion is eased out in some manner, because it is, at the end of the day, there is the airport only has so much capacity, and the fact is it has led to a lot of chaos in recent weeks, and the complaints are coming from Delhi, from Mumbai as well. He, of course, held a meeting with the top management of Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore and Hyderabad as well, but maximum complaints have come from Delhi. So certain measures being taken, and he's taking stock of the situation right now in order to ascertain whether indeed those measures are helping at all on the ground or not, or whether further measures need to be taken to ensure that there are no long queues at the airport.
Hopefully things ease up, but it's also good to see that the minister there is on the ground, speaking to people, speaking to officials, trying to understand what's led to this mess really at the Delhi airport. This is something that Scindia had spoken about also a couple of days ago, Paulami, when he promised that he would conduct this kind of an audit on the ground.
That's right. Just a couple of days ago, he was speaking to the press in Indore. and he did speak about the fact that, measures are being taken in order to ensure that, there is no congestion, that he's constantly, in fact, taking ground reports after he held that meeting earlier this last week with the top management of airlines, CISF and immigration officials who were also present over there, and certain measures were listed out. He, of course, said that he is constantly seeking ground reports as well. Last week itself, the Joint Secretary in the Ministry of Civil Aviation as well visited the airport. Rubina Ali visited the airport along with other ministry officials, and then subsequent to that, DG BCAS, which is the Director General of the Bureau of Civil Aviation Security, Zulfikar Hassan, visited the airport Terminal 3 at Delhi as well in order to take stock of situation. And today, Jyotiraditya Scindia, it was anticipated that he could possibly make a surprise audit of this kind, and he's landed up at the airport this morning during peak hour to see what exactly goes down. Akshita.
All right, Paulami, thank you for getting us those details. We'll track all the latest that comes in and alert all of our viewers on the steps being taken currently to battle the problem that's been plaguing the Delhi airport of massive crowds, endless delays and all of the chaos that's in fact that we witnessed at this airport.